Welcome back to Hot Headlines, the easy to understand conversational source for news. I'm your host, Julia Joseph. We're going to jump right into the hottest headline right now that's sweeping the national news cycle, and that is the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, an 84-year-old woman who lives right outside of Tucson, Arizona. She was reported missing on February 1st, and her daughter is also Savannah Guthrie, a well known news anchor for the Today Show. Now, overnight, there was a big update in the case. A man was taken into custody for questioning by police. Well, after a few hours of questioning, he was let go. So the search continues. In addition to the Pima County Sheriff's Office, the local authorities in the investigation, the FBI has also jumped into help. And now the photos released on Tuesday. This is the first time we've seen any inkling of a person breaking into Guthrie's home. These photos were posted onto X by police and FBI Director Kash Patel. They're pretty creepy, and the person walking up to Guthrie's doorstep is disguised in layers of clothing, including gloves and a mask. So you'll see here the person breaking into the home, or attempting to at least, and they kind of grab leaves in this video you'll see to cover up the security camera on Guthrie's front door. This story is ever evolving. I will definitely have more updates to follow on this case. Now to the hot headline breaking this morning. The FAA abruptly closed the airspace between El Paso International Airport and parts of New Mexico for the next 10 days. This announcement came pretty out of the blue, and what it meant at the time is that there was a complete ground stop on all commercial, cargo, and general aviation flights. People were told to contact their airlines if they had any problems with their travels. But then FAA retracted that order, posting this to X later this morning saying the temporary closure of airspace over El Paso has been lifted. There is no threat to commercial aviation, and all flights will resume as normal. Now, of course, this stirred a lot of confusion for travelers, pilots, and everyone involved in the aviation space. The order that came really kind of out of nowhere. And then now it's off the table. Everything seems to be back to normal. Also, heating up the headlines this week, an immigration oversight hearing has started in DC as key immigration players in the Trump administration testified to House members on Tuesday. This included Tom Lyons, the current director of ICE, Rodney Scott, the Customs and Border Protection Commissioner, and Director of Citizenship and Immigration Services, Joseph Edlow. This comes after ICE and DHS officers used deadly force on Renee Good and Alex Preddy, two people who were protesting in the streets of Minneapolis in January with the continued ICE and DHS raids. The hearings are taking place in front of the House Homeland Security Committee and will continue on Thursday in front of the Senate. What's significant about this as well is that funding for DHS is set to expire Friday in 2 days. Democrats have a list of demands they want to see from ICE, Customs, and Border Protection, including stricter rules for agents and more transparency. Many Republicans, on the other hand, don't want to entertain these demands. What we could see happen as a result, if both sides can't come to an agreement, is a partial government shutdown, which will affect DHS operations. A full government shutdown, however, is probably unlikely. And now a devastating story heating up out of Canada. At least 9 people have been killed in a school shooting. This happened at a high school in Tumbler Ridge, which is northeast of British Columbia. An additional 25 people were also brought to a hospital to be treated for injuries. Now, this school shooting is the deadliest in Canada in almost 40 years. The alleged shooter was found dead with a self-inflicted injury. Thank you everyone for listening to Hot Headlines, and thank you for staying by after my brief hiatus last week. I will be back on Friday for another episode. Please like this video, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to my YouTube account. And if you aren't already, please follow me at Hot Headlines Pod on Instagram and TikTok. Stay tuned.